up, guys? Drew and Cars here. Today we're in the service truck, so it's going to be kind of a what's in the garage episode. I got a light kit for my BLX Mojave Grom. That's just the grill right there, but this video one is kind of my own instruction video on how to install these lights, but I guess it can also double as how to replace the body. I know Proline has that Chevy Silverado body. If you want to change the color of the body, anything like that, it's a quick little tutorial on that. So I already have body loose. What you're going to need is a $2mm nut driver. You're going to remove 2 screws out of the side of the body. Body actually fits in behind, but they're out right now. 2 screws on both sides. The roof scratch rails, that actually took me the longest to figure out. The cage is held in by the scratch bars. And after that, flip it over. There's 3 screws in the front. Those screws also hold the grill in, which passes through the body. And then you have 2 screws in the back that hold the rear bumper in place. The rear bumper just kind of slides in. And then you got one bolt in the center here, and I think no, there's not a bolt there. These 2 screws in the middle are just for the head, so you don't have to do that. But pop the body out of the pockets, and then you'll be able to separate the body from the cage, which this is a really beefy setup. That I was actually kind of surprised. This is just regular Lexan, but it feels like a hard body when it's in the cage. I'm gonna fit these lights in, and then I'll be right back with you guys. Just a quick update. I have no instructions for this, so I'm kind of just figuring it out. But it comes with 2 long screws, and I'm imagining I was gonna try and fit it through either underneath through the light bar or top down, and then I realized these holes are actually for the scratch rails. So these longer screws, what I think I'm going to do is put them through the scratch rails, through the body, through the cage, and they'll have enough length to thread into the light bar. So I'm going to do the backlights on the back bumper, and then put the body back together. It's almost seeming like I didn't even need to take the body apart, but like I said, I had no instructions, so I'm kind of figuring this out as I go. So maybe I could have just taken 2 screws off the back bumper, pulled it out, pulled these 4 screws out to get the bumper cage off. The light bar fits behind the bumper cage, and it has these tiny little brackets and tiny little screws that's going to thread in. So I'll get the body back together, lights on, and then I also realized the ESC only has 2 spots, so I'm going to just disconnect the fan just to test the lights out. They both have JST plugs. It comes with a Y splitter for 2 JSTs to, I'm just going to call this an ESC connector because I don't know the actual name, but I might have to get a splitter or an adapter to allow 2 components to plug into this ESC so I can still run the fan and the lights, not one or the other. Just as I expected, front screws are longer included in the kit. They just went top down. I don't know if you can see it, but I just zip tied with one of the included zip ties to the front pillar, ran them through, and I'm just gonna have the wire run through this duct and then meet up with that splitter. Now I'm going to start on the back. Got the light bar on the back. Comes with a couple of extra screws. We're going to take this tiny Phillips head, 2 end brackets. The light bar itself clips in to the back bumper, and also has grooves that'll fit on the middle bars. I set it up with the wires going on the right hand side, like if you're looking at the back of the truck, wires go on the back, that's the bottom. There were 4 screws that held the tube bumper to the back plate. There's also a 2 mil. Just undid those, put the light bar on. Now I'm going to put the tube bumper back through the rear bracket and mount the rear bracket back up to the body. We're getting to the end here. I pulled the rear light wires through behind the bumper, tucked down and around under the cage. I zip tied the harness together in the middle. I'm gonna have to find a good way to secure it, because it'll probably rattle around once the body's on, but just disconnected the fan, plugged in the body. Let's hook up a battery, put the body on, give it a little rip. It's nighttime outside. I just got off work. I work night shift now, so we'll actually get a good run on the lights in the dark. Here we are. Lights on. Now, it doesn't have a lighting module, so as soon as you turn the car on, the lights are on. It's ESC powered, so it's not as soon as you hook up the battery, but it's as soon as you hook up as soon as you turn on the ESC. But let's get it on the ground, do a little rip. It's gonna be a short driving video. I think it's like 3 in the morning, or close to it at least, so. The rear lights up good. The front almost kind of just lights up the car more than the road in front of you. It looks good though. We're back in the truck. Like I said, it was just going to be a short driving video. Overall, I think I paid like $13 for this light kit, so I don't really care that it's not all that impressive. It'll be fun to rip around at night. And when the sun goes down, the fan isn't as important. And then during the day, when I don't need the lights, I can just plug the fan back in. So here's the light kit. Pretty simple install, honestly. Now that I'm at the end of the video, sorry if you were doing it at the same time I was doing it, but if you're at the end of the video now, really all you need to do is take these top screws out, slip your light bar under, put your top screws in. You might want to take the body apart to zip tie to the body, and then just feed the wires through the vent holes. And then as far as the rear goes, take the body off the chassis, and then 2 screws, the bumper comes off. You can mount the rear light bar. You don't really even need to disassemble the body, but I kind of wanted to do it to figure out how to do it, because I'm considering that Proline Chevy body. And if you're not new to the channel, yes, I did get rid of both of my other Groms. I had a red Mojave and a red Granite Grom. They were both the brush versions. The differentials kept blowing up on them. I got tired of it. A couple of my buddies have the BLX, which is what this one is, and they absolutely love it. They have not been able to destroy the diffs on them. They burn through tires more than anything. And the cool thing, BLXs come with gyros. They're brushless. It comes with a 2S battery. It comes with everything the brushed one comes with, but it's brushless. It still comes with the 2S battery. You still get your little tiny Spectrum remote. Whoop. I'll leave that in there just so you guys can laugh at me. But if you don't know anything about the BLX Groms, the BLX or the brushless Groms, they come with all of the upgrades that Arrma came out with for the Grom. So you get the aluminum shocks, which are adjustable coilovers, front and rear. The fronts come with the splash guards on the shocks. You get the adjustable toe links. The ESC has a gyro built in, as you can tell, so it counter steers, which you actually kind of need it. This thing is such a tiny car with so much power. I think it's a 4,500 kV motor, so it's got some get up and go. Like I said, I'm gonna plug in the fan when I'm running it during the day, play around with the lights at night, and then go from there. The interesting thing is, it's got a Spectrum setup, and for whatever reason, the startup sound is different. They made, I think, exclusively for the BLX Groms, so the Typhon and the Mojave have their own unique startup sound instead of the typical Spectrum sound. Anyways, thanks for watching. Comment below if I helped you figure out how to tear your body apart, if you learned anything about putting the lights on. If you're thinking about getting a Grom, I highly recommend the BLXs. Don't even bother getting the brushed Groms. You can upgrade the diffs, but I think for $100 more, you get the brushless system, the upgraded shocks, the upgraded axles, the upgraded tie rod ends, or the tie rods. I think someone did the math on it, and it was like $80 worth of hop-ups, not including the motor and ESC maybe. So if you were to take a brushed Grom, put all of these upgrades on it, and get your own brushless system, you'd end up spending more than if you were just to buy BLX. So I highly recommend getting a BLX Mojave or Typhon. I like short course trucks, so I had to get me another Mojave. This time I went with brushless, and I love it so far. I haven't even ran a full pack through it, but I absolutely love this thing. It was worth every penny. And can't wait to take it out to my friend's little track and run it out there with all the other BLX Groms that we got going on. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to try and run a couple races with them, and then I don't know what upgrades I want to do to this. I know Stubbs RC, he likes running the Typhon tires on the Mojave. I can't remember if you have to do anything with the hubs to make it fit, but the Typhon tires on our friend's local track that he built in his backyard, those Typhon tires work phenomenally with the Mojaves. I don't know if they last longer, but they're a different diameter, and I think the tread pattern is different, but it works perfectly on loose dirt. Anyways, once again, thanks for watching. Let me know down in the comments what you think, and have a good day.